So have you ever been to like New York City? It kind of feels like that. It's just subway systems, buses, a lot of taxis. I equate it to, I used to live in Tokyo, and so I can remember being on those streets. And Hong Kong specifically, they have double-decker buses that go almost everywhere. And so it kind of looks like London, if you've seen like those big red buses that they have like in Harry Potter. And so these buses are just always jam-packed with people. And it's so much fun because you just beep in with your card, and you go to the back or you go up top, and it's just like this awesome view of the entire city. And you get that the entire ride. Just big windows all down the side. Certainly the subway is always super busy. I can remember rush hour, trying to get out to my areas or trying to get back for an appointment, and it's just like sardines. Just people stacked on top of each other. And it's like a really interesting atmosphere. It's real fun just because everyone's so busy. They're working or they're with family or friends, and so it's a real fun atmosphere to contact people in, because you have every walk of life. You have the old people who are out buying groceries together. You have the young people who are going to go play on the computers. It seems like, to me, most people there, depending on where I lived or where I was serving, constitute a little bit what their profession was. There are a few areas that I lived in that were further out away from the city, and so you had some plots out there, and you had some farmers, they had gardens, they might have a little standalone shack or home that they're living in. And then some of the other areas that I was serving in, that was just sky rises. Just 40 stories, 45 stories tall, just thousands of people in these buildings. And for the most part, I think they live and work pretty close to home. And so, like, they would be working in finance or bankers, or a few people might be working in street markets. Just kind of depends, but just a lot of fun atmosphere. You got the executive, corporate executive, and then you got the people who are like retired, just playing chess out in the parks. So life was a lot of fun in Hong Kong. Summertime was humid, like super humid, almost 100%. It would be 90, 100 degrees, sometimes more than that. So you sweat your guts out, but drink a lot of water. I always had like 2 or 3 bottles of water every day. Winter time doesn't get too cold. It's only like 45 degrees, but just the humidity is such a chill factor that you'll get cold real fast. But it's only cold for like 2 weeks, and then you want to be in short sleeves again. As a missionary, our life is kind of interesting because, unlike other missions in the church, we get up and half an hour later, and we go to bed half an hour later. So we were getting up at 7 and we were going to bed at 11 instead of 6:30 and 10:30. And so you can kind of feel like there's a bit of a nightlife there. Like when you're coming home at night, it's like 9:30 or so, and everyone's just out on the streets. They're having their dinner. Dinner's really late. Typically it's like 8:30 or 9 is when they're eating for the most part. But honestly, they're eating at all hours of the day. You can always find people eating. You can just go up to them in the parks. It's pretty, I wouldn't say it's like pressure atmosphere, but certainly the students are very busy every day. The missionaries, we stayed busy talking to people. There's never a dull moment. People working there are working 12 to 16 to 18 hours a day, so their lives are very structured. It's like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to eat, I'm going to go to bed. And if you're lucky, you get some investigators that between eating and bed, they'll make time for you. You can come over and teach a lesson or just follow up, give them a call, see how things are going. But I think they're busy people, but they're very friendly and they want to help you. And so I really enjoyed Hong Kong for that. Like if I was lost, I never felt like it would be hard to get directions. I could just go up to somebody and say, hey, do you know how to get to this address? Or, hey, do you mind if I stop you for a moment and where's the nearest grocery store? Just small things. They're always really willing to help. And so they're very courteous people.